Okay, I want to find the total force. And I see I have 6 newtons up and 6 newtons down. 6 and 6, these cancel each other out. I have 20 newtons to the right and 3 newtons to the left. We need to subtract them. 20 minus 3 gives me 17 newtons of force in total. Remember, forces in opposite directions cancel out. 6 minus 6 is 0. But 20 minus 3 gives me 17 newtons in total. Now here, I know that the total force is 20 newtons. So the total force is 20 newtons to the right, a la derecha, to the right. And so what must this force be so that we have 20 newtons to the right? Well, I have 65 newtons to the left. To have 20 to the right, this needs to be 85 newtons. Because 85 minus 65 is 20. Okay, shopping cart. What forces are present on the shopping cart? Well, gravity exists, so we're going to include the force of gravity. The floor pushes up on the shopping cart. That's a normal force. And the person presses to the right on the shopping cart. That's also a normal force. We're going to ignore friction, so no friction. I'm given the mass is 30 kilograms. I'm given the acceleration is 0.4 meters per second squared. I want to find the total force. To find the total force, I will use my equation. Total force is equal to mass times acceleration, 30 times 0.4. And with the calculator, you can calculate that out. Or you can do it in your head if you want. It'll be 12 newtons of force in total. To increase the acceleration of the cart, you can do 2 things. Let's pause the video. Let's show you your notes. To increase the acceleration, I can either increase the force or decrease the mass. That's the answer right here in your notes. Use your notes, people. So I can either increase the force, so aumenta, or decrease the mass. So one of those 2. Okay, we have a boat. It's being pulled by 2 ropes. So there are 2 forces of tension. Is the velocity constant? No. It says here that there is acceleration. We have acceleration. So the answer is no. And so the forces are not balanced. The force of tension is 3,000 newtons. So this is 3,000 newtons. This one is also 3,000 newtons. And we want to find the total force. We also know that this is 4,000 newtons, the force of friction. And so we want to find the total force. We want to find the total force. We can use this equation, again, mass times acceleration. Except I have the mass. The mass is 5,000 kilograms, but I do not have the acceleration. So I cannot use this equation. Instead, I will use my diagram. So 3,000 newtons, 3,000 newtons, and then 4,000 newtons. What is the total force? Well, to the right, I see that there are 6,000 newtons. To the left, there are 4,000 newtons. And so I subtract. Restamos, 2,000 newtons in total. To find acceleration, I will use this equation. The total force is 2,000 newtons. The mass is 5,000. And I multiply by acceleration. Now for algebra, I need to eliminate 5,000 To eliminate 5,000, I divide. Both sides, ambos lados, by 5,000. I divide because here we have multiplication. Division is the opposite of multiplication. That's how you eliminate the 5,000. So my acceleration is equal to 2,000 divided by 5,000. And either with a calculator or in your phone, you see it's 0.4 meters per second squared. It's slowing down. So no, the velocity is not constant, and no, the forces are not balanced. I see two forces present. Gravity exists always, and there's a cable here, there's a cord. So there's a force of tension. Here the force of tension is small, and the force of gravity is big because the bucket is slowing down as it's moving up. Okay, I'm given a lot of things. Let's just write them all down. Mass is 20 kilograms. Force of gravity is 196 newtons. Acceleration is negative 0.5 meters per second per second. And I want to find the total force. Okay, so again, to find total force, I can try to use this equation. Total force is equal to mass times acceleration. Here, I couldn't use it because I did not have the acceleration, no acceleration. But here, I have both. I have the mass and I have the acceleration. So I can use this equation. The mass is 20 kilograms. We multiply by the acceleration, which is negative 0.5. The negative means downwards. And so I multiply. Negative 10 newtons. The negative means downwards. How do we find the force of tension? For this, we will use our diagram. I'll draw it here. So we have the force of tension. We have the force of gravity. We know the force of gravity is 196 newtons. We're trying to find the force of tension. We know the total force is negative 10 newtons. Down, also known as 10 newtons down. So the force downwards has to be 10 newtons bigger than the force upwards. So that means the force of tension is 186 newtons. Because 196 minus 186 gives us 10 newtons. Okay, it's at the top because the bucket loses mass. It loses water. It has less mass. And according to my notes, less mass means more acceleration. That's it, I'm done. Again, you can retake this quiz. Please do so. You can do better. I'm gonna stop. I'm sick, I don't feel well. Bye.